powers of the Boston Globe, mentioning a game 2 years ago in the Garden, where it was Malden Catholic going all the way that year, and they got a real tough game out of Winthrop, Winthrop lost it 4-1, but of course Kenny Lawrence was the goaltender a couple of years ago, and it was a year that MC was just rolling over everybody, and they really got a battle of their lives in that one. Well, this is a new season, and things are somewhat reversed this year, Lee, as Winthrop is the top-seeded team, and Malden Catholic is the challenger.
And as I mentioned before, it could prove to be a disadvantage sometime when you're top-seeded, not only Winthrop, but anybody else. For Peavy last year, and Malden was not, of course, top-seeded last year. They went on to win all the way. And Winthrop is this year, and it could be anybody's ball game. It was very, very hard to pick out of 19 teams this year who would finish number one, perhaps the hardest in many years.
Well, we're set to go now. Bill Palaska, both teams, by the way, here at Merrimack have the benches on the same side, divided by the scorer's table and the penalty boxes. We see a change as Charlie Driscoll has started his second line out there up against the Freddie Tate line. Mike Burns with Rick Flanagan and Greg McIsaac. On the face-off, it comes to the near wing board, controlled along the board here by Mark Parise, and he dumped it into the crowd, so we'll get a face-off back at neutral ice.
According to sources, Malden Catholic very good off the face-offs, like to win the face-offs and then control play and work off in their own zone.
Mike Burns, only a freshman, centering the second line here, and now I guess the officials are taking a look at these lineups here, and they want to know what's going on. I guess Bill Palaska is asking the question. This wasn't the starting lineup announced, and I'm wondering if, sometimes in basketball there's a technical foul given out to the team that doesn't start the 5 men that were announced officially before the game, and I'm wondering if we may get a bench minor here to Malden Catholic as a result of not starting the line that was announced. I think they got it.
And that's a big break for Winthrop. Coming out here with only 5 seconds gone in the game.
That will be a bench minor. And you don't see this happen often, but I think Driscoll, of course, saw that the second line was starting, not the big line, and he wanted to go against it, with his checking line. So I think we're going to get a bench minor penalty here against Winthrop. Let's see. Malden Catholic. And sitting in the penalty box will be Mike Burns. And that'll be a minute and a half bench minor. So Malden Catholic now will take a look at the power play right off the start of the hockey game here with Joe McDonald losing the face-off there. The penalty killers right now are, as I look out, here comes a shot taken off the top of the slot now by McDonald out to the right point now to Danny Brugman, back to Joe McDonald. McDonald lost it over there as it's taken away by Kenny Joyce. Joyce used on a power play as a penalty killer. Now Joyce comes over, and I think we'll get some changes here. Jim Rooney comes back out on the ice. Joyce comes off. On the face-off now, it is kicked up top of the slot, controlled by Goddard. Gets it into Joe McDonald, rather Bob McDonald, right wing corner to Jackie Burke. Burke in the corner, bangs it back up to the point to Brugman. Cross ice Goddard, top of the slot, rolls the pass in front, intercepted there, and cleared out by Jim Buckley. And a roller right in on Diaz, and he tried to shovel it out and had it almost hooked right back behind him. Great play over there, back behind the net by Rooney. Here comes Winthrop back out of the zone. They can't handle it as it's dumped back in by Jack Harvey. Back in, now back out. Bob McDonald along the far wing board, has it at center ice, overskates the puck. Now taken back by Buckley. Now controlled by Goddard, rolls it in off somebody's skate, but cleared right back out by Harvey. Back at center ice, Brugman with it. 23 seconds left here on the power play. Winthrop a little tight getting started here. Haven't played in about a week. On the left wing side now, Joe McDonald offside. 15 seconds left in the power play, and Lee, Winthrop looks a bit rusty.
Of course, they did not get anything going on their power play. Ray Diaz almost let them have a short-handed goal that time as he tried to shoot the puck out from his glove hand to Steve Goddard, but almost intercepted that time and put in about a foot away from the post.
Now play is controlled by Rooney, dumps it in on the left wing side into the Winthrop zone, and the Lancers will have killed off this power play here, this penalty situation. Danny Brugman controlling it back behind his own net. Leaves it there for Bob McDonald. He's checked, knocked down hard there by Buckley, but it is controlled now by Goddard. Goddard up across the line, brings it into the zone, but it's going to be ruled offside as Winthrop really looked disorganized on that power play. But I think they got the play out of the zone where they wanted to, and we'll get a face-off back now at center ice.
Malden Catholic doing an excellent job of checking at the blue line. We have not seen, the times we have seen Winthrop this year, they are very, very rarely offside, and so far 2 times in the game already.
Mike Burns now with Rick Flanagan and Greg McIsaac for MC against Freddie Tate, Benson, and Danny Brugman. Face-off outside the Malden Catholic blue line. It's poked into the zone, but taken there and broken up by Kevin Buckley. A sophomore clears it up all the way up along the far wing. Kevin McGee racing after it with Burns. McGee kicks it around the wing board for Goddard, but it's stolen on the right wing side by McIsaac. Tries to center it out in front, does it. Not cleared out. A shot fanned on by Harvey from the left point. Back behind the net now. Taken by McGee. Tries to swing it up. Intercepted. A backhander knocked down by Goddard as McIsaac with some good forechecking over there by MC right now, Lee, as they have kept the pressure on. Now we're going to see Brian Crombie come out on defense here for Winthrop, replacing Kevin McGee. Burns will take the face-off here now to the left of Ray Diaz with Freddie Tate. Game just underway. On the face-off. Comes back to McIsaac. Couldn't handle it. Now rolls it back into the corner to Burns. Rolls it right across the goal mouth. Left winger over there, Flanagan, couldn't catch up with it. Puck loose in the left wing corner. Robbie hit hard over there. We got a penalty coming up. Charging. I'll tell you, MC very aggressive. But they lost the battle there. As we're going to get a penalty here. Second one, Burns goes off for charging here at 2:21. Of course, that first penalty came at 5 seconds of the first period here. And again, Winthrop with the power play. Bob McDonald back with Burke and Joe McDonald on the face-off. It is dumped right back into the zone by Kevin Joyce on the penalty killing unit, along with Mark Paris, Tim Murphy, and the other skater out there right now is Bob DeBray. Now the puck is dumped back in by DeBray's left wing side. He lost it to Brugman, who was run at, but got it to Jackie Burke. On the left wing side of Joe McDonald. Up at center ice. Long lead pass for Bob McDonald. Into the zone. Deep by one man. Lost the puck in the left wing corner. Taken by DeBray. Back behind the net. It's kicked around. He lost it there, but Burke gets it back. Left point. Got it. A shot through screen. Where is it? Knocked down in front. Rebound off the right side. Puck is knocked down with the stick above the shoulder, so we're going to get a face-off outside the zone. 50 seconds left here on the power play. Tim Murphy nearly made a mistake trying to get that puck from outside and back behind the net. And now we'll get the face-off all the way back in the Winthrop zone to the right of Ray Diaz. See, right now Buckley back out there. This is Rob Buckley out. Take the face-off in the offensive zone as he's out with Jim Rooney right now, as MC has made a change here as the face-off came down to the other end. Now Bob McDonald sweeps it back behind the net for Brugman. This is Danny. Danny has the puck behind the net, leaves it there now for Bob McDonald. He'll skate it out of the zone. Left wing pass with Joe McDonald across the line. Left wing side closes. Centers it out in front. Comes right in on Goodwin. He couldn't handle the puck. He couldn't pull it in. And it's centered right out left side. Goddard in the circle. A roller kicked away by Goodwin. Right wing corner. Backhanded but not out of the zone. Kept in by Brugman. Cross right, left side. Goddard a drive. It's offside. Right wing side now. Burke closes into the corner. Holds the puck now. Tries to center it out in the circle. Bob McDonald ripped off the play, but Joe gets it back, but he lost it there to Jim Rooney. Rooney skates it back out of the zone. 8 seconds left in the power play. Rooney across the line, just dumps it in. He won't catch up with it as Goddard gets it back behind the net. Goddard swings it up along the left wing. Backhands it back out of the zone for Bob McDonald. He dumps off the play, taking it back now. Coming back is Steve Hooper. Just out on the ice. To Buckley, a drive deflected into the right wing corner. Buckley tries to center it again. He's hit hard there as Danny Brugman now has it. Winthrop in the middle of a change here. They want to clear it out of the zone. They can't get it out now as again MC Ford checking like crazy. Goddard with it along the near wing. Skating now out of the zone. He'll look to get it up center ice and dump it in so Winthrop can change up here. Play back behind the Malden Catholic net now as it is taken by Tim Murphy of the Lancers up along the near wing. Dumped out. We got a penalty coming up here. Cross-checking. Paul Plakin just out on the ice for Winthrop. Goes here for cross-checking at 4:27 of the first period of play. We're scoreless. Now the power play unit out there for Malden Catholic will find Buckley with Hooper and Rooney. And back, it'll be Murphy along with Jack Harvey. Kevin McGee, Freddie Tate, Danny Brugman, and Brian Crombie, the penalty killers. Face-off, controlled by Malden Catholic as Harvey swings it back into his own zone of Murphy. Cross-ice pass up to Buckley, center ice. Left wing pass dumped in and cleared right back out by Crombie. Right back on the stick of Murphy, rolls it in right wing side. Going after it, McGee behind his own net. Catches up with it now. Hooks it, looks for the opening and found it and dumped it. Bobby Goodwin stops it behind his own goal line now. Leaves it there for Harvey. Harvey starts back on the left wing. Slowly, lead pass, clears it up to Buckley. Center ice now. Picking up some steam. Across the line. Lost it there and a good poke check by Brian Crombie. And the puck is dumped back in to the Lancers zone. Taken by Murphy again behind his own net. The forechecker over there is Freddie Tate getting into a little bumping match with Harvey out in front. Clears it up, though. The pass cleared up to Rooney. Now to Flanagan on the off wing. Lost it on a good back check by Goddard. Play broken up. Puck weakly bounced into the Winthrop zone and cleared all the way back by Brian Crombie. Excellent back checking here by Winthrop Lee. Starting back, right wing side. It is Murphy. Pass off now to Rooney. Brings it into the zone. Dumps it. Centers it right out in front for Buckley. It's shot high and wide. Back behind the net now. Controlled by Flanagan. Back behind the net now. Broken up there by Goddard as he and Rooney tie it up. Now taken by Buckley. Shot, score! Right wing circle. Look for a second like Winthrop was going to be able to break up that play and clear it out. But Rob Buckley took the pass in the right wing circle and stuck one by Diaz, and it is 1-0 in favor of Malden Catholic here. A power play goal at 5:43.
And here's that stick handling of Bob Buckley we heard so much about earlier before this game, as he really put a move on Ray Diaz that time. It puts Malden Catholic up 1-0.
On the face-off, it is controlled now by Joe McDonald at center ice, knocks it to the no wing board. Kicks it around as he and Greg McIsaac fight for it now, as it is that Burns line out there for MC. McDonald gets a piece of it, rolls it in right wing corner. Hard bump over there into Rick Flanagan as he was checked off the play. Now the puck comes back up center ice, right wing side. It is McIsaac rolling in for Flanagan. He is checked off the play by McGee. McGee sweeps it around the wing board for Joe McDonald. Comes all the way up to the point. Kept in. A drive nearly deflected in. Out in front by Flanagan as he nearly got a piece of it. Kevin Buckley took that shot. Now here's a pass up right wing. Joe McDonald into Jackie Burke. Closes. Right wing corner. Back to Bob McDonald. Top of the right wing circle. Turns around. Cross ice. Left point now. Got it. A drive. Went high and wide. Rebound Burke. He couldn't handle it. Centered it right across the goal mouth. Joe McDonald couldn't get a piece of it. Now back to Goddard. Top of the point now. Lost it there along the wing board. It's poked at. Tied up along the board. Kept in the zone by Bob McDonald. But taken back by Flanagan. Now it is cleared out. And this may go for icing here against MC as McGee will go back and touch it. And we'll get a face-off now back in the MC zone with 8 3:05 left first period of play. Malden Catholic 1, Winthrop nothing.
You know, springtime is nearly here, and did you know that the Pat Shop at Lynn is the store that is considered the style center on the North Shore? Jack and Eli, along with their staff of style coordinating experts, now have in stock all the new spring fashions for the young man and the man who thinks young. The Pat Shop also has this little extra for you. For the purchase of $10 or more, you will receive at the Pat Shop a Lynn Bicentennial commemorative coin, soon to be a collector's item. Obtain your coin through March 13th. Why shop elsewhere when you can buy style clothing at reasonable prices at the Pat Shop? Shop at the Pat Shop in Lynn at 59 Monroe Street in downtown Lynn, where your MasterCard or Bank Americard is accepted.
Play back in now in the Winthrop zone as is controlled by Malden Catholic. They're pressuring like crazy over there as this is the Bob DeBrace line with Dan Janis and Joe Burton. Out in front, a shot there by Burton. Right wing corner, rolls it in there. Tried to center it back out. It's cleared along the far board as this is Jackie Brugman out now with Joe Giannacco and Bob Masterson. Now does McGee up to Giannacco. He lost it on a good poke check there by Janis. He tried to dump it in. He lost it in turn as Crombie got a piece of it, rolled it back into the Malden Catholic zone, taken back into the zone by Masterson, but right on the stick of Mark Paris. He couldn't get it out as forechecking over there was Giannacco, forces him back behind the net, clears it around the far wing board now for Burton. Burton up along the board at center ice, skates with it. Now pass there for DeBrace into the zone, rolls it ahead too far, broken up, taken by Crombie, bangs it off the back dasher around the wing board. DeBrace deflects it out in front for Burton, a shot save. Rebound is pulled in by Diaz.
Good save by Ray Diaz in traffic that time as he was able to cover up at the rebound before Buckley could come swarming in looking for it. And now the faceoff will come over to his right.
6:47 left in the period here. Both teams change up. Tate comes back with his unit against Burns. With Flanagan and McIsaac. As it'll be Kevin Buckley back now with Jack Harvey on the point. Goddard out there along with Crombie. Face off to the right of Diaz in the Winthrop zone. On the face-off, again controlled by MC. Burns gets it back to the point to Harvey. Poked off his stick, cleared out to center ice, but Burns gets it back. Rags the puck around at center ice, sets up his play, rolls it right back into the zone, right in on Diaz, clears it left wing corner now for Crombie. Crombie back to Goddard behind the net. Malden Catholic, again, excellent forechecking here. Now Crombie along the far wing upper. Brugman deflects it out to center ice. Too far ahead for Tate, taken back by Buckley. Buckley rolls it along the right wing now for McIsaac. He tried to put it in and was stopped at the blue line. Now it comes back as Freddie Tate gets it across the line. Right wing side closes. Off the play, a shot through screen, score! Danny Brugman, what a play by Freddie Tate. Perfect drop pass by Freddie Tate to Danny Brugman, and he screened out Bobby Goodwin. He had no chance.
Pressure off the first line now. That second line coming back. Freddie Tate picked up that loose puck in the zone and just rode it in. Danny Brugman behind him, just dropped it for him. He drilled it past Bobby Goodwin for a tie game here.
So we're even at one now as Burns again and Tate at center ice on the faceoff. Here it comes. Faceoff controlled by Goddard now. Golfs it back into the zone. Stopped by Kevin Buckley. Clears it up at center ice. Knocked down there by Crombie, but controlled now by Flanagan. Rolls it into the zone, but it's cleared right back out by Crombie. Up at center ice, taken there by Burns, and I think it was put into the bench. And now we're going to face off here at center ice. As we had a little bit of a minor altercation there in front of the bench. Excellent drop pass by Tate. He was in traffic, and he just dropped that right back on the stick of Brugman.
He knew he was coming up behind him, and he did a good job of just laying it right on the stick, a perfect pass.
This is Rob Buckley's line out there now with Rooney and Hooper against the big McDonald line. Oh, McDonald took a shot on a centering pass from Bob. It went wide. McGee a bouncer and rolls right in on Goodwin, and he picked it up through traffic and held on with the glove. Face off to the Malden Catholic goaltender's left. We're in the first period of play.
Bob Masterson also gets an assist on that Danny Brugman goal.
Now, here comes MC out of the zone. A break
before the game. Can Winthrop afford to be offensively minded and let the other team come back that time? It was offensively minded, and it cost them.
Now up at center ice again. Buckley into the zone. Holds his shot. Left wing. Closing pass. A shot by Rooney. Rather by Hooper. Is cleared away. Hooper gets it back, but at it. Intercepted in the zone by Bob McDonald. Poked off his stick there. At the left point by Murphy. Back into the right wing corner. These defensemen for MC doing an excellent job of forechecking the big line. Now up at the wing board. Kept in the zone by Rooney. Centers it now for Hooper. Poked off his stick by McGee. He clears it up on the right wing for Bob McDonald. Now to Jackie Burke. Peeks in right wing side. That'll be offside. As I'll say MC is shadowing each man very effectively, Lee. And it has been giving that big line a lot of problems.
That's why it was psychologically good to see the second line come through, second and third line, as Danny Brugman put the Vikings on the scoreboard first. Perhaps not as much pressure on that big line. Of course, they've been doing it all season long for Winthrop, and they're out there trying their darndest to do it once again. The Malden Catholic, excellent job of really taking care of them so far.
Well, right now it is the DeBrace line for Malden Catholic against the Jackie Brugman line. A shot in high over the crossbar. And back out, here comes center ice, Giannaco, cross ice pass to Masterson, back into the zone, cleared right back out, and taken now by McGee, trying to get it in the zone, got it on left wing side as Giannaco, blindsided, knocked down, taken back now. Here comes the DeBrace line, across left wing, it'll be called offside as Janis skated in with Joe Burton across the line a little bit too soon, so the face-off coming back outside the Winthrop blue line. 4:36 left first period. As now DeBrace will take it here with Jackie Brugman. It's knocked to the near wing board and golfed into the zone hard by Kevin Buckley. Back behind the net into the far wing and almost taken away. McGee finds an opening, clears it out center ice, but right back on the stick of Joe Burton, who rolls it right back in. Taken there by McGee as he stops it up to Giannaco. Looks to get it out. He can't do it as, again, the forechecking of MC very effective. Now, here's McGee finally getting it out to Giannaco. Rolls it in left wing side as Winthrop changes on the run here. Now, right point, McGee keeps it out for Jackie Brugman. Rolls it in front, intercepted there by Harvey. Out of the right wing now for Janis. He can't get it. He's run out by Crombie. Penalty coming up on Crombie. Right along the wing board. Crombie's gone here for elbowing. At 11:05, and MC now on the power play as Crombie really took a run at the youngster along the wing board.
This will be their second opportunity on the power play. The first time Rob Buckley scored the first Malden Catholic goal.
Face off at center ice now. Freddie Tape banged up on the shoulder. Turns around now as he and Rob Buckley on the face-off. Tape got a piece of it, got it back to McGee, and he dumps it in the MC zone. Power play unit of Rob Buckley with Steve Hooper and Jim Rooney. Tim Murphy and Mark Parise back at the point. Now, up at center ice, taken by Hooper, rolls it in the zone, stopped by Goddard, puts it along the far board, but not out, taken back by Hooper. Hooper has it, rolls it in front for Buckley, tries to backhand a pass, does, shot deflected wide by Diaz. Into the right wing corner now. Buckley back to it again, rolls it back behind the net, taken there by McGee now, as he and Hooper have a battle. Hooper nearly takes it away, stolen back by Rooney, but kept in by Parise, rolls it right back in behind the goal line. Now along the far board, Brugman finally gets a piece of it and clears it out. Danny Brugman with Freddie Tape. Freddie Tape's shoulder is hurting, and he comes off the ice right now. As Bob McDonald coming out to kill a penalty now. It is Murphy with it at center ice for MC, dumps it in the zone, knocked down in the zone on a high deflected shot by Danny Brugman, and he rolls it right back in to the Lancer end. 30 seconds left on the power play. Back behind the net now, Murphy has it for the Lancers, swings it around the wing board now for Rooney. He lets it come up the board and takes it right inside the blue line, now up at center ice. Nearly lost it to McDonald, but gets it back across the line. Lets it back there for Buckley, who lost it along the wing board as Goddard clears it right back center ice. Now rolling it right back in for Reese, but it's offside. And that face-off will come outside the MC blue line.
They're putting an ice pack on Freddie Tape's shoulder, and he's sitting at the end of the bench right now being assisted to by one of the assistant coaches. He took a really good whack on that right shoulder while he was out there, and let's see if he'll come back right away.
2:36 left in the period, 11 seconds left in the Crombie penalty. As now Mark Burns out with Flanagan and McIsaac. It is controlled by Jackie Burke as he got it off the faceoff and rolled it in the zone. So MC conceding this power play now as it's all done. They have it in their own end, taken there by Kevin Buckley, clears it up along the far wing to Burns. Burns lost it to Burke, who got a piece of it, but Burns gets it back. Takes a hard drive, went wide, up along the near board. Now Joe McDonald skating back with it. Lost it, that's center ice to Buckley. Rolled back in, offside. 2:13 left in the period, and so far today, Lee, that McDonald line has been held in check.
Very, very aggressive Malden Catholic team out there. They're really psyched for this one, of course. Going up against the top-seeded team, they want to prove something out there today, and they so far have been doing it.
Bob McDonald against Burns. McDonald wins it, got it off on the far wing to Crombie. Backhands a roller into the zone. Kevin Buckley trying to clear it to Harvey. Bad pass. Bob McDonald takes it away. Behind the net. Backhander stopped. And it is put back behind the net as Harvey has it now. Wheels away from Bob McDonald. Falls down. Nearly tripped up Harvey. Got it away now to Flanagan, or rather McIsaac. McIsaac around the wing board to Flanagan. Back behind the net. As Winthrop not forechecking right now. The puck comes rolling all the way back in on Diaz, and this he lets go by, and it'll be icing here on Winthrop, and the face-off back in the MC zone. 1:43 left in the period, and very ineffective forechecking right now by Winthrop.
That time Jerry Bob McDonald will have the puck all by himself in that zone. Usually what they'll try to do, and he went in all alone on Bobby Goodwin, is trying to set up one of his teammates. That time, for some reason, he had the shot, but usually in the past we have seen Winthrop really set up and work for that goal. Excellent passing. That time we did not see it.
Now play back in the left wing corner. Bob McDonald tries to swing it back behind the net. Lost it there to Steve Hooper. Hooper skates it up ahead. Headman's a pass now to Rob Buckley. Buckley right wing pass to Rudy. It's offside. Not by much. 1:28 left in the period, and we'll have a face-off outside the Winthrop blue line.
Vikings having a hard time. The forwards and centers having a hard time coming back and trying to forecheck against, back check against Malden Catholic. Malden Catholic very, very quick between those in the neutral zone between the blue lines.
And it's already paid off with their second goal. Good clearing pass and a centering pass by Robbie Buckley to Jim Rooney. Now Paul Plakis is out with Danny Brugman and Benson, and Freddie Tate still on the bench with a, looks like a bumped right shoulder. Now the face-off that is controlled here by Rob Buckley as he rolls it into the zone. Buckley bumped off the play, taken out by Danny Brugman. He has the lone Winthrop goal right now. Brugman tries to swing it around and is deflected up into the crowd by Rooney. And now, quickly, we got a penalty coming up. No, I'm sorry, no penalty. I'm just seeing that Bill Falaska is switching up some personnel right now as he sends out Masterson with Plakis, and I think Plakis will come off now. Face-off outside the Winthrop line along the far board, controlled by the Lancers as it is dumped in by Parise ahead, too far ahead for Rooney, taken by McGee, swings it around the wing board for Masterson. He's bumped off the play, but Danny Brugman gets the loose puck up at center ice, 2-on-2. Brugman holds his shot right wing side, tries to get around Murphy, can't do it. Less than a minute to go in the period now, as here comes Jim Rooney out of the pack. Headman's it out. A Hooper too far ahead, broken up by McGee. Clears it around the far side now to Masterson. Pulled off the play, no call there. Now it's Brugman bumping it into the zone. He's knocked down, and it is kept in the zone by Benson. Benson pulled down, no call. And it is now controlled by Rooney as he gets it up along the near board. Controlled now by Brugman, back in for Masterson. He bumped off the play. Brugman gets it back, right wing circle. Dumps it back to the point to Crombie. Can't keep it in. He couldn't get to the point. Crombie cross ice now to McGee. Has to wait for everybody to clear it out and rolls it right back in. Hard shot in on Parise, and he golfs it right back out at center ice and hits McGee. McGee with a cross ice pass now. Up to Crombie. Crombie. Backhand pass. Off on the right wing side. Bob McDonald on the ice. Top of the slot. Still stick handle. Very fast. And Brugman couldn't handle it as he spanned on it. Rebound along along the wingboard. McGee keeps it in. 5 seconds left in the period. Now taken by Buckley. Dumps it the length of the ice. The period ends. At the end of one period of play here at Merrimack College, the score, Malden Catholic 2 and Winthrop 1.
As Paul Plakis had gone off for Winthrop for a cross-checking, Buckley took a pass in the right face-off circle and cleanly beat Ramon Diaz to his sixth side for that opening goal by the Lancers. Danny Bergman came back, assisted by Freddie Tape and Bob Masterson at 8:51. Nifty drop pass by Freddie Tape after he got a pass into the zone by Masterson. He just dropped it behind for Danny Bergman, and he drilled it past to Bobby Goodwin for the first Viking goal. And then Jimmy Rooney at 9:24 put Malden Catholic back out in front. A great pass by Buckley, who sent Rooney all by himself in all alone on the right side, and he drilled a slap shot that beat Diaz. And that's the way it stands right now, 2-1 at the end of one period. Ramon Diaz had 5 saves, and Bob Goodwin for Malden Catholic also had 5 saves in the first period alone. 2 penalties to each team. Brian Crombie went off for Winthrop at 11:05, and as I mentioned, Paul Plakis at 4:27 for cross-checking. Crombie went off for elbowing. And Mike Burns and also Rob Buckley went off for Malden Catholic earlier in the game. Mike Burns went off for a bench minor at 5-second mark, and then Buckley went off at 2:21 for cross-checking, or rather charging. Neither time did the penalty affect Malden Catholic. Is right now, Jerry, you'd have to say that Winthrop is having a fight on their hands.
Yes, they are, and as I think it's been the forechecking of MC, which has contained that first line. And I don't know what Bill Pulaski's going to try to do to remedy that. Of course, as being the visiting team, that is somewhat of a detriment to his attack here today. And I think MC is just playing tremendous hockey. He's probably the quickest team that Winthrop has seen all year.
They're very quick, and also playing the man out there and doing an excellent job. They take every man that touches the puck out of the play, and that's so important.
With us here for just a couple of seconds is Jim Lederman of the Winthrop Transcript. Jim, we were just talking about the fact that MC has contained very well that McDonald line thus far.
We've only had 2 opportunities, but we seemed a little nervous at first, Jerry. We'll open up the second period, I'm sure.
Well, we were just commenting also the fact that this is probably the quickest team that Winthrop has seen all year.
Certainly, they've looked very fast on the ice. And they're coming on their last 6 games. They had to win all of them to get here, and they've got a lot of momentum going for them.
Looks like Freddie Tate might have a bruised shoulder.
That would hurt us tremendously. Second line's the key to our team.
Jim, we've been talking about the fact that if there is a weakness on the Winthrop club all season, it would have to be in net. Of course, when you lose a Kenny Lawrence, it's awfully tough to replace a youngster like this. Diaz, well, I guess he got beat cleanly a couple of times here today, but the past couple of weeks he has been playing a pretty decent net. How's the reaction to the youngster down in Winthrop?
He's had a tremendous season. One of the reasons he hasn't come up with that many saves, we feel we have the best defenseman on the North Shore in Stephen Goddard, and therefore he's prevented a number of opportunities. So Ray really hasn't been tested. This is a very key game for him.
I see. Is that Billy Galagli dressed on the bench?
That is Billy, yeah. He just returned this week, got back skating the last 2 days. Still a little weak in the leg.
Well, Jim, we're just about set for second period action. Thanks very much for dropping by.
It's been my pleasure, Jerry.
Jim Lederman, the writer for the Winthrop Transcript here. We're between the first and second period. The score, Malden Catholic 2 and Winthrop 1.
Public Shoes, 6 Broadland Road in Winthrop, has been in the business of making your feet comfortable for 30 years now. Tony and Louis Rossetti have maintained the fine tradition, servicing men, women, and also children. Right now, you can see all the newest spring fashion to enter the second 15-minute stanza. At Merrimack College in North Andover, Jerry Greenberg along with Lee Stacy, and you're listening to all the action over WESX in Salem, Massachusetts, your all-sports station on the North Shore. Set for second period action
Here's Jerry.
Lee, Freddie Tate was just assisted to the locker room. He may be done for the day. I don't know. They're going to take a look at him. His shoulder seemed to be pretty well banged up, his right shoulder. So there will be some changes by Billy Falaska now as we start the second period. It is Bobby McDonald out against Rob Buckley on this face-off now. And it is kicked around at center ice and taken by Rob Buckley off of check. Buckley, right wing side, deep fly, broken up right in front by Goddard, but he couldn't get the puck out of the zone. Now it's taken by Bob McDonald. Right wing pass for Burke. Right wing side, falls down but keeps the play alive in the zone. Lost it back behind the net now as it's taken by Tim Murphy. Murphy skating around. He's back on defense right now with Mark Paris. Up to Buckley now. Left wing side, Hooper closes. Hard shot went wide. Going for that tough angle. Up along the far boards now. Kept in by Paris. Right wing circle. Goddard has it now. Behind the net. McGee helping out back there. Goddard nearly lost it in front of his own net. Now skates with it. On the right wing. Pass intercepted at center right by Hooper. Up ahead now for Rob Buckley. Back into the zone. Tries to get around McGee. McGee bumps him off the play, but Buckley gets it back. Centers it. Broken up by Joe McDonald. Poked off his stick. Now Burke gets it. Up on the right wing to Bob McDonald. Into the zone. Tries to get around Murphy. Can't do it. Just holds the puck. Centers it up for Burke. On the off wing now. Backhander through a screen. Knocked away by Murphy into the corner. Burke runs at Murphy. Can't do anything as it's cleared up along the far board. Now to Buckley. Good pass as he put it right between the legs of Bob McDonald. Gets his own pass back. Buckley burst the steam. Shot. Went wide as he was trying to center it now for Hooper. Up along the wing board. Out at center. Nope, not at center. Right. Kept in there as on a change here. Malden Catholic keeps it out there alive right in front of Diaz, and it rolled right in on him and he buried it.
Just a few seconds before that play ended, Jerry, that's the first time I ever seen Steve Goddard ever beaten into the zone. He was beaten in there by Buckley, who was a tremendous skater coming down that wing.
Now teams change up as Denny Brugman with Paul Plakas and Bob Masterson out there. Goddard and Brian Crombie stay. Mark Burns now with Greg McIsaac and Rick Finnegan. It is controlled by Brugman behind his own net. Flings it around the wing board, and it is poked at, kept in by Kevin Buckley. Centering pass by McIsaac was no one there, and here comes Winthrop back. Paul Plakas tries to get around Buckley. He's ridden off the play, jumped along the wing board, and taken back by Mark Burns in his own zone. Burns holds the puck in the left wing corner. Burns skating, tries to get it around Goddard, or rather Brugman. Poked off his stick by Masterson in the zone. Centers it out in front off the leg of Buckley. Far wing board taken there by McIsaac. Back behind the net now for Buckley. This is Kevin Buckley. Swings around right wing side. Looks to clear it up along the board. Plakas couldn't keep it in the zone. Goddard has it back center ice. Goddard starts back right wing. Backhands it into the zone. Right by Harvey out on the ice. Racing after Brugman. Harvey has it. Brugman tries to take it away. Can't do it. Harvey up along the far board. Passed it up and kept in by Plakas. Rolls it right in. Back behind the net. Masterson fanned on a pass. And it is taken back now by Finnegan, and he clears it out. This will go for icing here. No, it's waved off. They say Goddard could have gotten to it. Now, Goddard, it went out in front as Burns had to make a glove save. Now up at center ice now. Brugman clears it up ahead, but right on the stick of Kevin Buckley. He'll roll it right back in. It is all Malden Catholic right now, Lee. Up around the wing board. Goddard, or rather Crombie, gets it up to Masterson. Now to Brugman. Brugman on the off wing now. Comes in right wing side. Bumped hard there by Harvey. Lost the puck. Now it's in the right wing corner. Harvey can't tie it up. As now it is finally dumped in along the wing board. And we'll get a face-off in the MC zone as Winthrop having all kinds of problems here, Lee.
Malden Catholic just hitting every man in sight. Every man that touches the puck is taken out of the play or just broken up completely. And that's been their secret so far.
Well, now it is Buckley against McDonald on the face-off to the left of Bobby Goodwin. On the face-off, McDonald wins it back to Crombie. A drive through a screen, kicked out, rebound, slammed out by Joe McDonald. He couldn't handle it. Now back behind the net, it is Tim Murphy. Looking for the traffic to clear. He bangs it off the far board, up ahead for Rooney. Rolls it into the zone. No one there to collect it. Crombie has it back behind the net, but MC is content to do this. They'll dump it in and then forecheck you to death. But Joe McDonald gets it back out center ice. Bob McDonald couldn't catch up with it as Rooney got a piece of it. Now McGee has it. He'll roll it into the zone. Left wing side goes after the puck into the corner. Bumps Murphy hard into the corner and ties it up there and gets the face off. That's one of the few times that we've seen Winthrop today really go with the forward pressure. They're going to have to do a lot more of that if they want to try and get back in this thing. They're trailing 2-1 right now. 11:26 left in the middle period. McDonald against Rob Buckley. Face off to the right of Rob Goodwin. On the drop, McDonald wins it, gets it into the corner, up along the board. Now to Joe McDonald. Centers it, but broken up by Buckley. He'll skate it back out of the zone. He's a fast skater up on the left wing. Now to Hooper. Back to Buckley. Couldn't handle the pass, and Hooper was dumped at the blue line. Now here's Bob McDonald back. Beats around Rooney into the zone. Left wing side, Joe McDonald closing shot. Saved by Goodwin. A good one off the pad.
And that's the McDonald line we have seen work that puck. Bob McDonald doing an excellent job of stick handling around, passing off to his brother Joe. It just did not click.
Face off to the right now of Goodwin in the MC zone. Now we'll get a couple of changes here, and I guess Billy Palaska will send back Paul Plakis with Danny Brugman and Bob Masterson, and that means that Charlie Driscoll will now counter with his third unit. He'll go with Bob DeBrace, Dan Janis, and Burton, Joe Burton. Face off to the right of Goodwin in the zone, controlled by MC as they get it out. DeBrace at center ice now. Takes a long drive in, went behind the goal line and bounced all the way off the back dasher. Goddard got it up along the wingboard. He's bumped there by Burton. DeBrace takes it back, and a shot was bounced right in on Winthrop goaltender Ray Diaz, as again, MC forechecking, even the third unit, Lee, for MC. Excellent skaters.
Three solid lines here, and that loss of Freddie Tate is going to hurt Winthrop, as he is an integral part of that, not only the team, but also that second line.
Now Jackie Brugman comes out with Joe Giannacco and Mike Benson as Plakis and Masterson come off along with Brugman. On the face-off now, shot through a screen from the right point by Kevin Buckley with deflected wide. Now here's Benson on the right wing. He'll roll it in the zone. Goes all the way around the wingboard and left wing side. Giannacco couldn't handle it along the wingboard. Goddard tried to get a piece of it, and it was deflected up into the bench. Along the far board by Kevin Buckley, so we'll get a face-off inside the Malden Catholic zone. One of the big problems for Winthrop today, Lee, seems to be the fact that they're just getting beat to the puck. Now we'll see for the first time today, Paul Muldoon out on defense, replacing Goddard. Goddard has been out there an awfully long time. Now controlled by MC as it's cleared out along the far board by Janis, all the way back in on Diaz. He'll let it go by. Icing waved off here as Kevin McGee clears it up to Benson, out center ice, but it's intercepted there. Taken by Janis, dumps it back for Jack Harvey. Tries to roll it in along the wingboard. It's kicked around by Harvey and back in. Now McGee gets it back, and he'll roll it all the way in. Icing or rather icing will be waved off here. Now it's in the right wing corner in the MC zone. Hard check thrown over there by Giannacco, and now we got a whistle, and the play is called, and we'll get a face-off in the Lancer zone with 10:05 left in the period here. Jackie Brugman staying out here against the Bob DeBrace line. Brugman and DeBrace take it in the circle on the face-off, controlled by Benson. Tried to roll it in, went wide into the left wing side. Giannacco tried to clear it out to the point, no one there. And here comes MC back now. DeBrace on the off wing. It is offside. As he and Burton flip-flopped, and Burton came in ahead of the play.
Certainly a big crowd on the head here from Malden Catholic. It certainly filled out as the game progressed. In fact, we have standing room only here right now at North Andover's Merrimack College.
Freddie Tate right now is back out of the locker room, and it looks like they have his arm in a sling under his jersey. So I think he is done for the day. On the face-off now, it is Buckley back against McDonald's line. Play in the Winthrop zone, controlled by Hooper behind the net. He's run up by Crombie, checked off the play. Goddard got it around the wingboard. Now to Joe McDonald. Streaks out of the zone, tries to pass it around. Buckley does, into the zone ahead of Bob McDonald. Couldn't handle it, and it is cleared right back up out of the zone. Up ahead to Hooper to Buckley. Buckley into the zone. He lost it at the blue line, but left it for Hooper. A drive and a save by Diaz, and he lost it for a second, but it's in his pad. tape back, and he is taking his pads off, and he's just wearing his jersey with his arm like in a sling underneath his jersey. Face-off now to the right of Ray Diaz, Buckley, and Bob McDonald on the face-off. It is rolled back behind the Winthrop net, taken by Goddard now in the right wing corner. Up along the board now for Joe McDonald in a skate. Looks to clear it out up at center ice. Stopped there by Buckley. Back into the zone. He's checked off the play. Goddard gets it back up, but right on the stick of Rooney. Rooney puts it right back in the zone offside.
It appears pretty tape is done for the day. He could have a possible bruised shoulder, or you could even go as far as a dislocated shoulder.
9:12 left in the period now, and the face-off outside the blue line. Bob McDonald and Buckley. Buckley wins it, gets it back to Hooper on the left wing, bounces it back into the zone. Brian Crombie has it back behind the net, swings it around the board now for Burke. Burke tries to get it around Hooper, does. Up for Bob McDonald. Back to Burke at center ice. Lost it there as it's taken right back by Rooney. Rolled it in the zone, right on the stick of Crombie. Now Burke has it. Left wing pass, perfect to Joe McDonald. Into the zone, a drive, and a good save by Goodwin. Rebound, back behind the net, taken away by Bob McDonald in the circle. Centers it out in front, broken up there by Tim Murphy. Back behind the net, up along the wing board now. Taken by Hooper, up to Buckley at center ice. Buckley up across the blue line now, right wing side. Holds the shot, takes it, save, and the puck is cleared away left wing corner. Burke has it up along the wing board now. He lost it in the zone, tied up there by Rooney for a second. Now Burke gets it, but it comes right back up on the stick of Murphy. He'll roll it back down the chute now for Buckley. He lost it there to Bob McDonald. McDonald forced deep into the corner again. He and Hooper lost a play around with it. Now Bob McDonald avoids two checkers. Clears it up left wing now for Joe McDonald. He is run out over there by big Mark Paris up along the wing board. Puck is kicked around. Now taken back into the zone by Hooper on the off wing. Centers it now for Rooney. Shot blocked by McGee. McGee up on the ice. Now here's Bob McDonald. Left wing pass for Joe McDonald into the zone. Has it. Centers it out in front. Kicked away by Goodwin on a great play as Burke was cruising. Now back up at center ice. It's across the line. Hooper rolls it into the zone. Both these units very tight. I think they want to get off the ice, but no one's stopping play. Here's Joe McDonald firing a shot in on Goodwin. He'll make the glove save, and Winthrop changes on the run here. Now in their own zone as back out on the ice it's Greg McIsaac along with Finnegan. Rather Finnegan does have it on the left wing. Takes the drive, went high off the glass, back behind the net. And it comes up along the left wing. Here comes Paul Flakis with Danny Brugman. Across the line, takes the drive, and it's blocked by Kevin Buckley. Oh, a shot by Brugman, deflected wide, back behind the net, along the right wing corner now. Checked off the play there is Masterson. Puck loose behind the net. Pulled down as Flakis as Murphy gets it off along the board. And is poked right back in the left wing corner now as McIsaac has it there. Winthrop not forward-checking very well right now, and now they're going after the puck as Masterson trying to get it to Brugman behind the net. Poked away by Murphy. Brugman and Murphy fighting for it. Kick loose back behind the net. Here comes Mark Burns out of the pack now. Burns on the right wing side. Clears it up now for McIsaac. Left wing pass broken up at center right by Masterson. Clears it back for Brugman. He'll roll it right back in the zone as Winthrop now trying to turn it on a little bit more now. Murphy for empty along the far board. Clears it out center ice. Puck loose at center ice. Taken back by Flakis. Back into the zone. Lost it there and a good poke check by McIsaac. Put another shot high off of somebody's stick. Looked like off McIsaac's stick there by Danny Brugman. And he keeps the play alive in the zone. 6:25 left here in the second period of play. It is Malden Catholic 2 and Winthrop 1.
Billy, you know, you have to question. We have not done that too many times this season. The referees called, but they missed a very deliberate play back down. Jerry McIsaac really took a run at goaltender Ray Diaz, and they were standing right on the scene and did not even take a second look at it. And it should have been a decent charging penalty on McIsaac.
Now Bob DeBrace out against Jackie Brugman, and it's Joe Giannaco controlling in the left wing corner. Lost it there to DeBrace. DeBrace skates it out of the zone. Left wing side for Burton. He clears it up ahead. Knocked down. Good offside call there as Joe Giannaco clobbered Dan Janis, forcing it offside as they got their timing all fouled up on that play. And now the face-off outside the blue line. Winthrop started shooting a little bit, and I think this is what the strategy of Winthrop will be now, is to keep the pressure on. Joe McDonald. Goddard wheels around to the zone end. Starts back now. At center ice. Stick handling the puck across the line. Right wing side for Jackie Burke. Rolls it in front. Puck loose. Turning and shooting. Save. Rebound cleared away. As Goddard nearly poked it home. Right wing side. And now we're going to say it's offside as the puck went outside the blue line. That was closely. I don't know. Referee put up his little two fingers saying about that much apart. 5.5 minutes to go in the period. Face-off outside the line. Controlled again by MC as Buckley has it. At center ice. Rolls it in right wing side off the skate of Goddard in the zone. Wheels away from the checking of Rooney. Now starts back out on the left wing. Tries to clear it out. Buckley got a skate on it. Now Goddard gets it back. Cross ice now to Crombie. Crombie rolls it in left wing. Intercepted there by Rooney. Tried to dump it back in, but right back on the stick of Goddard. Crombie at center ice. Now rolls back in. Left wing corner in the MC zone. Intercepted. Left wing. Joe McDonald takes a shot. Blocked there by Murphy. He controls. Lost it in the corner. It's Bob McDonald checking it off the play. McDonald centers it out in front, but taking it away is Paris. Up to center ice to Buckley. Buckley lost it there at center ice. Now Burke has it. Burke turns and rolls it right back in the zone, but it went in the crowd. 4:49 left in the period. 2-1, MC.
Malden Catholic preventing Winthrop from centering that puck in front of the net, as they have the defenseman working very, very diligently in front, making sure that no one is sitting in front of their goaltender, Bobby Goodwin.
Faceoff will come inside the Winthrop line now as Danny Brugman out with Masterson and Plakas. And it'll be Burns out now with Finnegan and McIsaac. On the face-off now. Puck along the wing board. Kicked around. Taken by Brugman. Intercepted in the zone by McIsaac. Rolls it in front. Puck loose. Taken there and rolled into the left wing corner by Finnegan. Tries to center it. It's knocked high in the air and kicked around. Now Brugman has it along the far board. Tries to get it out of the zone. Malden Catholic seems to be swarming everywhere. Now puck up at center ice. Kicked around. Now Masterson brings it into the zone. For Plakas. Plakas tries to get around the defense. Does. Rolls one in front. Goodwin makes a good save. Back behind the net. Taken there now by Murphy. Right wing corner. Murphy clears it up ahead. Good pass up at center ice now for Burns. Burns tries to get around McGee. McGee runs at him along the wing board. Knocks him off the play. Puck back behind the net now. McGee looking for an opening. Clears it past Brugman all the way into the MC zone. It won't be icing here. Stopped by Goodwin. Back behind the net for Murphy. Swings it around the wing board now for Finnegan. Lost it in the zone to Brugman. Gets it back right point. McGee tries to take a shot. Blocked there by Finnegan. Back to Burns. Up to Finnegan again. Knocked down at the blue line by McGee. Puck tied up in the zone. Kept in the zone now by Burns. Back behind the net. And I think now they're going to say it was offside. The play continued there for a while.
So far, no penalties called in this second period, with 2:47 remaining. 2-1 still Malden Catholic. That's the way it was at the end of the first period. 2 penalties each to 2 teams. And Ray Diaz, the busiest of the goaltenders so far, 10 saves in the game.
Now it's Jackie Brugman out against Bob DeBrade. Both teams going with their third units right now. Face-off outside the Winthrop line. Kicked around, controlled now by Janis. He tried to roll it in the zone, stopped by Crombie, but he rolled his shot right up to the blue line, taken there by Kevin Buckley, up to the brace. Right wing side, Janis, a hard angle shot, centers it across. No one there. Along the near board now, taken by Jackie Brugman. Avoids the check, but can't get it out of the zone. Now it's up to center ice. Harvey intercept. Right wing side now to Janis. He'll take a hard shot in, back behind the net. As Crombie has it along the wing board now for Benson. Lost it off his stick there, as taking it back as DeBrace. Back to Burton, back to DeBrace. Left wing side, a shot, and a save made by Diaz. And again, I like this third line, Lee, this young line. The two juniors and a sophomore on this third line for MC, and they have, I think of all 3 lines, have been the best forecheckers out there tonight.
All 3 have been intimidating Winthrop all night long with their aggressive play and hard hitting, and it's affected Winthrop's style of play.
Now Billy Velasquez sends out the big unit, and Charlie Driscoll will counter, of course, with his Buckley line. Face off to the right of Ray Diaz. With 3:14 left in the period. As Buckley will take it here with Bob McDonald. And Tim Murphy went over, I guess, to get a new glove or something. On the face-off now, controlled in the circle by Noah. Now it's cleared to the far board and racing after Joe McDonald, but it is kept in the zone by Mark Parise. Rolls it back behind the net. Taking it there is Goddard. Buckley runs at Goddard, but Goddard digs it out. Up at center right, falling down is Rooney. Good touring pass up to Bob McDonald. 3-on-2. McDonald into the zone, rolls it in front, but cleared away by Murphy. Now on the stick of Parise, he dumps it up center ice. Behind Buckley, couldn't handle it. Burke gets it back at center ice, wheels around, looks for an opening. He'll skate it into the zone. Tries to dump it in, left wing side, poked off the stick. Murphy whooped it away, and McDonald took a shot. It was just deflected wide. Here's a shot from the left point by Goddard, knocked down and cleared out center ice. It's taken back by Joe McDonald, late offside. It's cleared right back center ice. Now Crombie will rifle it back into the zone, left wing corner. Along the far wing board, cleared back out Parise. Up to Buckley, too far ahead, taken back by Bob McDonald. Roll it off the near wing board, but not into the zone as it's taken back by Tim Murphy. Right back in to the Winthrop end. 2:19 left in the period. Goddard has it back behind his own net. Goddard swings it around now for Crombie. Up ahead now for McDonald. He avoids the checker. Buckley stands on a pass now, rolls it into the zone, in on Goodwin. He'll clear it to the back dasher now to Murphy. Murphy has it there. He's bumped hard by Joe McDonald. Tries to take it away, and it's tied up. 2:01 left in the period.
We've said a lot about the aggressive play of Malden Catholic. Bobby Goodwin has been pretty good in goal tonight. He has really shut off Winthrop at times when they have had the opportunities to put one by him. And right now in the game, 8 saves in the second period, 13 in the game for Bob Goodwin.
Very solid goaltender. Now here's a little backhand pass to Burke. He couldn't handle it. Broken up in front, and a good defensive play there by Tim Murphy. Now Buckley has it at center ice. Stops on the left wing. Centers it behind Cooper. He falls down, and here comes Jackie Burke with Bob McDonald on the right wing. Burke across the line. Deep 5, and lost the puck there as he dumped off the play nicely by Mark Parise. But Bob McDonald gets it in the left wing corner and ties it up. Face off to the right of Bob Goodwin with 1:40 left here in the period. And now Billy Palaska sends out Brugman, Danny Brugman, with Paul Plakas and Bob Masterson. And Burns will come out now with McIsaac and Finnegan. Kevin Buckley and Harvey back at the point for the Lancers, and McGee will be back with Goddard. Burns and Brugman on the drop now. On the face-off, it's rolled back behind the net, taken now by Kevin Buckley. Tries to swing it around, lost it in the corner, centered up by Plakas, but right out in front, clearing the crease area. And this will go for icing as Harvey cleared it out the length of the ice, and McGee will touch it and will get the face-off back out in front. Good job by the defensive MC to clog up that crease area.
Once again, Freddie Tate continues to be sitting on the Winthrop bench. He will not see any more action tonight. He has a shoulder injury. He went out during the first period of play when he was hit hard against the boards. And he is their second-line center and one of their leading scorers.
MC holding on here, 2-1 on a face-off. Burns wins it, gets it back to Buckley. Up along the, right back into the corner now, McIsaac. McIsaac comes around the near wing side, knocked down by Masterson, but he lost it. Now it's kept in by Brugman. Brugman tries to roll it back into the corner, does. Has it, centers it across, shot save. Rebound back behind the net now. Taken by Harvey. Clears it up right wing now for McIsaac. McIsaac crisscrosses at center ice now. Comes across. Blocked at the blue line there by McGee, but he couldn't handle the clearing pass. Now it's cleared up center ice by Masterson. Less than a minute to go in the period now. And taking it now behind his own net is Kevin Buckley. Deflected in the left wing corner by Plakas. Now kept in left point by Goddard. Takes a shot, knocked down in the zone, and skated back out. Buckley has it, center ice. Across the line offside as Finnegan took a late shot off the back dasher after the whistle had blown. Face-off will come at neutral ice with 40 seconds left. Our guest between the second and third period will be John Powers of the Boston Globe. Talking about schoolboy picture, and John, of course, has been following a lot of college hockey lately, and, of course, the Boston Bruins. Bob McDonald out now, as they're going to put a power play unit out there, it looks like. They're going to put Danny Brugman back at a point, as with Billy Palaska pulling out the stops now. He's going to try anything. It is controlled by Steve Hooper. He dumped it in the zone. Stopped by Danny Brugman. Cross ice to Goddard. Up ahead to Bob McDonald. McDonald across the line. Poked off his stick nicely by Murphy. Kept in now. Brugman, a shot for three. Just deflected wide. Off left point now. Goddard takes a hard drive. Knocked away and knocked down, but not out. As Goddard rolls it back down to the left wing corner by Joe McDonald. Behind his own net now, Steve Hooper. Hooper wings it around the wing board. Burke has it there in the corner. Looks to center. Can't do anything with it. Lost it. As it was taken right away from him by Hooper. 9 seconds left. Hooper into the zone to Buckley. Buckley holds it. Centers it left wing side. Hooper broken up nicely over there by McDonald. And a penalty coming up here on Hooper as the period ends. High sticking call coming on Steve Hooper at the 15-minute mark of the second period of play. So at the end of 2 periods of play here, it is Malden Catholic 2 and Winthrop 1. And when we come out to start the third period of play, it will be Winthrop on a power play.
You know, springtime is nearly awesome, Globe.
Thank you, Lee. And John, we were just talking here while Lee was going over the scoring summary about the college picture. I'll get to that in just a second. I did want to talk about this game here tonight. You had, I think you said before the game started, this is your first schoolboy game you've seen all season.
Yeah, usually I see about 40 or 50, with the inclusion of the playoffs, but doing mostly college and pros this year. Although I did see this game 2 years ago when they both played, and there were a couple of people still left over. I believe Bobby McDonald was one. MC has fewer people, or at least fewer people that played an active role in, but somehow Malden Catholic, like Arlington, always seems to come up with people who can do a job 3 lines deep.
Well, they sort of backed their way into the tournament this year, which is sort of a strange situation for Malden Catholic. But today, they are really giving Winthrop a tough time.
Well, MC, maybe only 4th in that league, but that's consistently been about the toughest league, at least last year anyway it was. The 3 of the 4 semifinalists and the 2 finalists, of course. And actually, each of them could have made the final because one Catholic team beat another in their semifinal bracket. The thing with MC is that they lost 2 years ago, lost their whole offense with the Fiddler Hughes Goodwin line, and last year lost their whole defense with Hughes and Trainer and Hooper all going. So this year you're seeing pretty much a rebuilt team. There's some experience there, but they do like to hit, and I think in the early going that threw Winthrop off a little bit. They forecheck very well and seem to have not much trouble getting out of their zone when they have to.
They seem also not only to forecheck but backcheck well inside their own blue line, and this has been causing a lot of problems, of course, with that big scoring line, the McDonald line, and they have just not been able to get on track at all.
Sure, I know these two teams did play in a scrimmage earlier in the year, and I know Charlie Driscoll, the Malden Catholic coach, has pretty much decided that in order to shut down Winthrop, you have to shut down the McDonald line. If you can do that, especially with a goalie as good as Goodwin, then they've got a pretty good shot. So far, they've been able to do it. Actually, I think Malden Catholic has had a decided edge more than the 2-1 score that's indicated on the scoreboard.
John, how about some of the other teams in the tournament? You don't think there's any real surprises this year? Peabody knocking off Archbishop Williams might have been a minor upset yesterday, but you have Arlington rolling, Norwood, of course, Braintree playing Melrose today. That should be an interesting one.
If there'll be a surprise, it could be there. Melrose has had troubles in first-round games. I believe the last 2 years they lost to Charlestown and Boston Latin. And of course, Braintree, which probably could have made the tournament last year, came very close, and people are talking about them as a dark horse. Their forwards, I know Corney, who's one of their first-line forwards, the UNH people are very interested in. Libertini's an excellent forward. They play in a strong league, at least strong up top anyway. Norwood and Denham could be both potential semi-finalists. I know the winner of this game will play Norwood.
Well, it should be interesting what happens next week in the Garden. John, we were just also talking about the ECAC pairings, and I know you'll be covering ECAC hockey next week. I don't know, just from my observation this year of Boston University, I think they can be had this year.
I think so. A number of people that have seen them, they have not played a really good game since the Boston University game before the Beanpot. They've won, they've beaten Yale and Colgate and RPI since then, but not impressively. There has been some internal problems on the team, seemingly minor, but enough to promote a shake-up for the BC game. Enough to bench Robbins and bring a whole bunch of freshmen up. I haven't seen a year where the number 1 and 8 teams seem so close together. And now with BC winning last night, rallying to beat Providence, that could be a very, very close game. They've played 3 times, it's been close all 3 times. And BC knows they can beat BU under big circumstances.
Now, of course, New Hampshire is up there again this year, and they have been not surprisingly strong. They've been, they're typically a strong unit.
Yeah, they've been able to do it. I think they can be had also, but game in, game out, they've been able to come up with enough quality forwards to beat you. And up in Vermont, where I was up there last week, the third line of Quanison Burns and Bruce Crowder got 3 goals that had just been put together 2 days before. So they also may have a fairly decent draw. It's looking like they're going to get the loser of the Harvard-Dartmouth game. And that will not be bad. Although in Harvard's case, they will not have seen Harvard this year. They will have beaten Dartmouth twice.
All right, now we're sitting in the home rink of one of the top teams in Division II, of course, Maryland.
As he has been ready anytime that Winthrop can mount a threat, which they have not been able to do too much here today. Goal scorers Rob Buckley and Jim Rooney for Malden Catholic. Those were 2 of the guys who were told to watch out for or watch for when they went on the ice. Very quick skaters, and they showed it when they scored those 2 goals. Buckley's coming at 5:43 on the power play, and Danny Brugman scoring the only Winthrop goal here tonight, assisted by Freddie Tate and Bob Masterson. Fred Tate will not be seeing action anymore in this game. He was injured in the first period, a shoulder injury, and whether he'll be seeing any more action this season, if Winthrop should go on to win this, is very doubtful at this point. I think he has been taken to the hospital for x-rays at the end of the second period. Jerry, I was just mentioning the fact that perhaps at the end of the second period, it seems to be that Winthrop was starting to come back to life. They were really doing good in their own end, really forcing the play. Malden Catholic trying to get out of the zone and intercepting a lot of passes, perhaps with this penalty with Steve Hooper coming up the 15-minute mark for Malden Catholic, putting Winthrop on the power play for the first minute and a half of this third period. Things could turn around for them.
That could very well be the case, Lee, as now it is Steve Hooper in the penalty box, one of the big forwards on that first line. And you know that Billy Falasco, they may take some chances here. They may send 3 men in real deep and just try and put the pressure on Bobby Goodwin now, as Malden Catholic will be coming from our left to right starting this third period of play, and Winthrop will be going from our right to left. It'll be Bobby McDonald, of course, with Joey McDonald, Jackie Burke up front, Danny Brugman, and Steve Goddard back at the point. Penalty killers, of course, will be Rob Buckley with Jim Rooney, with Tim Murphy, and Jack Harvey, the 2 defensemen. 15 minutes of hockey remaining here, of course, and should the game end in a tie, we'll go into overtime. Good crowd on hand for this one, Lee. This place really filled up. On the face-off now, it is Goddard back into his own end after the puck now, as they'll try and set it up. Buckley, the forechecker over there, up along the wing board for Burke. Burke swinging around now on the new ice. Left wing pass now for Goddard. Lost it there as Rooney just got a piece of it and poked it right back into the right left wing corner. Danny Brugman has to swing it around back behind the net. Got a piece of it out in front. Takes a backhander. Nearly poked it home. Puck is cleared away. Tremendous forechecking by Rooney right now, as he is really giving Winthrop all kinds of problems again. Now here's Bob McDonald trying to get it out of the zone. Rooney gets a piece of it again. And he steals it again outside the blue line and bangs it right back in. 52 seconds left here on the power play. Around the wing board now. Joe McDonald lost it there as it's kept in by Rooney. Right point. Down the right wing side. Burke lets it go now for Bob McDonald. McDonald looks to clear it out right off Rooney's leg again. And now it's Danny Brugman. Up at center right. Run at by Buckley. McDonald gets it across the line now. Top of the slot. Pass left wing for McDonald. Joe McDonald too far. Bob McDonald gets it back now to Joe. In the corner. Holds it. Back to Joe McDonald. Takes a backhander. Score! Buckley and Bob McDonald on the face-off at center ice. Kicked around at center ice. It is Bob McDonald with it now. Across the line. Rolls it in the zone. Broken up there by Tim Murphy. Murphy starts back out up at center ice. Has the puck. Rolls it in right wing side. Still racing. Bumped hard by Goddard along the wing board. Now there's McGee behind the net. Swings it around. Lost it back there for a second. Now it's in the left wing corner. Up along the board. McGee tries to dig it out away from Mooney. Hooper, I'm sorry. Center ice, got it to Bob McDonald. Good fake into the zone. Joe McDonald, top of the slot, bumped off the play nicely there by Rooney, and Rooney was held off the play, no call. But now Hooper has it. That's center ice. Try to roll it back in, lost it to Bob McDonald. Back to Jackie Burke, right wing side, into the zone. Deep fly, into the corner, lost his stick there. Now it is Hooper back behind the net. Lost it to Joe McDonald. Centers it out in front, broken up by Maurice along the near wing board. Now up at center ice. Banged around and taken there by Rooney. He dumped it in the zone. It's cleared right back up center ice. Bob McDonald to Jackie Burke along the far wing. He'll roll it in the zone, and now Winthrop will change up. Both teams change now as Buckley stays out there. Paul Flakis now lost it there to Paris. Clearing pass up at center ice. Knocked down by Buckley. He'll roll it in the zone ahead, too far ahead of McIsaac. Now, in the Winthrop zone, it is McGee trying to clear it out, gets it up to Brugman. Brugman avoids the check. Up on right wing to Masterson. Now to Paul Flakis into the zone. Left wing side, works it deep, held off the play nicely by Kevin Buckley. Puck loose in the left wing corner. Flakis tries to dig it out. A little pushing and shoving outside by Finnegan and Masterson away from the play. Now it's in the right wing corner. Masterson tries to dig it out, lost it there to Finnegan. Centered out and nearly intercepted in the zone by Flakis. Here comes McIsaac back with Burns. McIsaac across the line, works it deep, centers it in, kicked away by Diaz. Up along the far board, taken now by McGee, up to center ice to Danny Brugman, too far, but poked away by Masterson, right on the stick of Jack Harvey, up on the left point now, into the zone. It's Finnegan, takes the shot, blocked there from behind, nice play by Masterson. Winthrop getting a lot better now in this third period, but now it is Malden Catholic right out in front, top of the slot, a backhander through the screen by Harvey, deflected away, and we got a whistle there by the official as Ray Diaz came out to bury it. And that was a very, very, very quick whistle. We're even now at 2 here, 11:40 to go in the hockey game.
Second power play goal of the game, one by Winthrop and one by Malden Catholic here this afternoon. All the action coming to you over WFX in Salem, Massachusetts.
Third line's out there now is the Bob DeBrace line against Jackie Brugman. Face off to the right of Ray Diaz in the Winthrop end. Here we go on the drop in the circle, controlled by Burton through a screen, took a shot blocked, puck loose in the zone. Now it is kicked around by Benson and he clears it out of the zone all the way back into the Winthrop end, not far enough for icing. It's waved off. Harvey has it back behind the net. Janako, the point checker, knocks down Harvey, stealing it is Jackie Brugman, puts it in the left wing corner. Tries to get it up to the point. Now Goddard gets a piece of it, rolls it in front. It's kicked away by Goodwin. Good save there, good reflexes. Puck buried back behind the net as Benson falls down on the brace. We'll get a face-off now to the right of Bobby Goodwin. I'll tell you, Billy Pulaski must have said something to his team in the locker room between the second and third period, Lee.
Well, they're certainly loosened up here, starting to play the kind of hockey we have seen them this season. To the right of standing room only crowd here on the Winthrop side.
Now Jackie Brugman will take the face-off here with Bob DeBrace to the right of Bobby Goodwin in the MC zone. Oh, it's screened out in the left wing corner as the fans are in front of us now. Here's a roller right out in front of the net, now taken away by Harvey. He'll skate it out of the zone for the Lancers. Long clearing pass, knocked down outside his own blue line by Goddard, but taken back there by Joe Burton, left wing side. Avoids the check and rolls it in. Crombie stops it now behind his own net. Rolls it up along the far wing board now for Giannaco. Dumps it out of center right past Harvey. Racing after it, Brugman. And coming all the way out to the right wing corner is the goaltender, Bobby Goodwin, to clear it up. Now it's stepped in, but Giannaco skated into the zone, and Jackie Brugman is not yet clear. So we'll get a change of personnel here with 10:47 to go in the hockey game. 2-2. Buckley against Bob McDonald outside the Lancer blue line. McDonald dumps it in, but right on the stick of Tim Murphy. He cleared it up along the far board, stopped by McGee in his own zone, tried to clear it up for Jackie Burke, but too far. Now taken by Murphy. He turns in his own end, clears it up left wing side now for Hooper. Crisscrosses with Buckley into the zone. Knocked down in the zone, but taken back by Buckley. His shot just went wide, back up on the strings. And we'll get a face-off outside the Winthrop blue line. Buckley, again, showing excellent forechecking.
When you want the best for your child in fashion and fit, think of Strat.
Goodwin had to make a nice save as Bobby McDonald had skated in with Burke. Now the play is in the MC zone. A shot in. Goodwin makes another good save off a centering pass. Bob McDonald took the shot. Now here's Hooper along the far board. Clears it up too far ahead for Buckley. Taken back by Goddard. Bangs it off the far wing board now for Burke. Back into the zone. It's offside. They just got their timing off a bit. Face off back at the neutral zone. 9:56 left in the game here in regulation. We're tied up at 2. Of course, we play 10 minutes sudden death. Should the game end in a tie. Now Buckley and McDonald on the face-off. It's rolled in the zone. Burke got a piece of it, rolled it in back behind the goaltender. Now racing after the puck is McDonald. Lost it to Murphy behind the net. He swings around left wing side, still controls. Clears it up, intercepted in the zone by Bob McDonald. Turns around, rolls it in front. Deflected just back, but behind the net by Burke. He couldn't handle it all. Now Parise has it up along the far board, kept in by McGee. He'll poke it back down the chute. Now Winthrop starting to forecheck a lot better than they have in the first 2 periods. Here's McDonald going after it. Nearly tripped up Hooper along the wing board, kept in right wing corner now. As Burke is run out over the boards there by Rooney, who digs it out and pokes it out of the zone. Now Hooper racing after it, can't catch up with it as Joe McDonald clears it back center right, but intercepted there by Buckley. Back into the zone, it's offside as Hooper hadn't cleared. Oh, Winthrop has taken the play away a bit here, Lee.
As you mentioned, they're starting to play the blue lines very closely, more closely than they did the first 2 periods. The defense in the first 2 were a little bit scared, I think, of Malden Catholic's quickness and were backing off. This time they're not doing it.
Now face-off outside the Winthrop line is Danny Brugman out against Mark Burns. Puck rolls along the blue line, and it is McIsaac fighting Crombie for the puck. It's poked into the zone. Going after it now is a centering pass right out in front. Here's the shot, left side, knocked down right in front of the goal crease. And taken now by McGee. And we got, what do we got here? We got an elbowing penalty on Kevin McGee. I didn't even see that one, Lee.
That was away from the play, I think. And McGee will be going off the 3rd Winthrop penalty, and that comes at a bad time with 8:55 remaining here.
That's penalty 6:05. Kevin McGee off now for elbowing. And let's see what MC can do with it. Burns will stay out on the power play here now with McIsaac and Finnegan. With Kevin Buckley and Jack Harvey back at the point. Brian Crombie, Danny Brugman, Bob Masterson, and Steve Goddard, the penalty killer. face-off now outside the MC blue line, or rather the Winthrop blue line, on the drop. It is controlled by Danny Brugman. Wheels it back into his zone, knocks it off the far wing board and all the way back in on Bobby Goodwin. He clears it to the right wing corner. Swinging it around now is Harvey. Up along the near board now for McIsaac. Up to Burns, the young freshman. Knocks a shot in on Ray Diaz, and he scooped it up. Rolling in on its side. He took a gamble there with McIsaac right on the doorstep. And we're going to face off now to the left of the Winthrop goaltender. Mark Burns will take it here with Danny Brugman on the drop. It is won by Burns in the corner, tries to get it back up to the point, holds it at the circle now, rolls it in front, stopped there by Goddard, holds his clearing shot, now bangs it off the near wing board, goes the length of the ice. Good play by Goddard, deking on his first shot there. Now play back behind the net. Bob Masterson forechecking very well. This youngster's had a good day. He was knocked down from behind by Harvey, and now here comes Finnegan out of the zone. At center ice, crisscrossing. Right wing side now to McIsaac. And he has it in the corner, centers it, went back behind the net. Left wing side now, Masterson. Looks for the opening and finds it and clears it. 40 seconds left on the power play. Back into his own zone now. Controlling the puck is Burns. Hooked off his stick by Danny Brugman. He has to go back after it now. Burns has it in his zone. Brugman the forechecker. Burns wheeling around now. Half a minute to go in the power play. Up to McIsaac. Lost it there to Brugman. Up at the blue line. Now taking it back is Jack Harvey. He lost it. Now gets it back into the zone. A shot in on Diaz, and he'll make the glove save again. And Harvey was decked after the play. 18 seconds left in the power play. 7:43 left in regulation. Now we get some changes here. Paul Plakus comes over the board. He'll replace Bob Masterson. Did a good job out there, forechecking. And now we'll see Buckley out with Rooney and Hooper. The big offensive line now for Malden Catholic in the Winthrop zone. That's where the faceoff will be, to the left of Diaz. On the faceoff, back to the slot, a shot save. Good one there by Diaz as it came right off the faceoff to Rooney, who took that from about 25 feet out.
Rooney did not give Diaz much time to set up that time, but Diaz got over there quickly after he was against the post for that faceoff and made the save nicely.
On the drop again, it comes back this time to Paris through a screen, got it back to Buckley, right wing circle, turns and shoots, blocked by Goddard, back to Brugman, he clears it. And that'll do it for the power play. So Winthrop killed it off here. Back behind the net now. Tim Murphy starts back left wing side. Ahead for Buckley at center ice. He's got a 2-on-2. Buckley across the line. Fakes his shot. Blocked there. McDonald got a piece of it. He's out on the ice now, but Hooper kept it live in the zone in the left wing corner now for Rooney. He tries to tie up the play in the left wing corner with Bob McDonald and succeeds. And we're going to face off now in the Viking zone with 7:12 left.
Right now, both teams shooting at about the same pace here. This is going to be a battle in the final 7 minutes and 12 seconds. 2-2 to score. And Winthrop has come back twice to tie up the game.
Well, here we go now. McDonald and Buckley face off to the left, or rather the right of Diaz. Controlled by Buckley. Try to get it on the stick of Rooney. He gets it back in the corner now. Out top of the front. Intercepted by Joe McDonald. He's out of his zone with Jackie Burke. McDonald back to Burke, right wing side. Drops it back. Bob McDonald drives. Score! Will go here for hooking at 8:20 of this third period, and now drop in the offensive zone now. And that third goal really just sparked them completely here, Lee, as they had just turned it on.
And it's been the scoring of that second line here in the third period has told the story after being pretty much shut out in the first two.
Now it is controlled by MC as it is Bob DeBrace clearing it out. Kevin Joyce out there is one of the penalty killers. It comes back behind the net, now taken by Steve Goddard in his own end. Goddard, of course, this is the power play unit now to Joe McDonald, left wing. Cross-ice pass intercepted at center ice by DeBrace. He lost it on a poke check to Bob McDonald, and it was deflected out of the rink into the fans down below it. In. It is controlled now by DeBrace up at center ice for MC. Across the line, poked off the stick by Brugman. Now taken back by Joe McDonald on the left wing. Across the line, tries to get around Paris. He is banged along the wing board. We lost sight of him there as everybody's standing now in front of us. A little tough to see. Back behind the net, Burke tries to roll in. Goodwin, he can't get it by him as it's cleared away and out of the zone. Danny Brugman has it along the far wing board. Now cross ice to the left side. Now to Goddard. Back into the stick to Joe McDonald. Back to Bob McDonald. Throws it. Left wing side. Takes off on his shot as he just couldn't handle it coming across the goal mouth. Bob McDonald back top of the slot. Goddard inside the blue line. Winds up with a shot. Save. Good hard save there by Goodwin. Back into the right wing corner. Burke with it. Now we're seeing the power play of Winthrop working here. Right wing side, Brugman. He'll wind up to a screen. Good save. Rebound loose in front. Cleared away. Up along the wing board. Harvey tried to get it out of the zone, and I think it's tied up along the near deck here. I couldn't tell. We were buried here. We can't even see the near wing board to our left. 9 seconds left on the power play. 5:19 left in regulation here. 3-2. Winthrop holding on now.
This is the Winthrop team we have seen often this year. Work that puck around with precision and certainly always spot the open man out there. Really fire that puck in the goaltender. And right now it's only good defensive work by Malden capping in front. That's preventing any Winthrop player from picking up a rebound in front.
On the drop now. It is controlled by Brugman. He keeps it inside the blue line. Turns around. Rolls it in front. For Paul Blakis, who's out on the ice now with Bob Masterson as they've changed up here. Power play is over. Here's a shot from the right point by McGee and a good glove save by Goodwin. Teams are back at full strength. We're going to face off in the MC zone with 5:06 to go in the game. And let's see. Buckley stays out now with a big line with Hooper and Rooney. Timmy Murphy comes out on the ice. As Mark Parise comes back, and Jack Harvey's the other defenseman out there. On the face-off, Brugman tries to poke it back in, back behind the net, around the wing board now. Hard check thrown in on Rooney. He was dumped. Penalty coming up here on Winthrop. McGee touches the puck in his own end, and we got a penalty coming up here against Winthrop. Charging. As Brian Crombie goes here for charging at 10:05 of this full period of play, and that gives MC the power play now.
This will be their fourth power play of the afternoon. Only one power play goal for Malden Catholic, and that came back in the first period. Rob Buckley at 5:43.
Well, Jim Rooney was really decked hard along the near dasher, and that was a warranted penalty. Very bad one to take at this juncture. Now Buckley, of course, out with Rooney and Hooper. Wins the faceoff, but lost it there in the zone of McGee. Tries to poke it out of the zone. Can't get it out. Now it's rifled at. Taken back by Buckley along the far wing. Now it is taken by Goddard, and it is dumped out of the rink and back. And we'll get a faceoff back inside the blue line. As the power play unit out there, as I said, Buckley with Rooney and Hooper. Harvey and Murphy back at the point. Masterson, McGee, Danny Brugman, and Steve Goddard, the penalty killers. Basically going, with two defensive, two forwards. Now on the face-off, Brugman clears it out center ice. Taking it now, Harvey. Harvey, cross ice at center ice, left wing side, now to Murphy. Murphy just rolls it down the chute. Rolls back behind the net. Goddard goes after it. Looks to swing it around the wing board. Stopped there by Rooney, but he lost it there to Goddard again, who just fires it the length of the ice. And that just skimmed right along the benches. Everybody had to pull their heads back. Now, taking it behind his own net is Murphy. 56 seconds left on the power play. 4:18 left in the hockey game now. Coming up center ice, Buckley has it on the left wing side. Crisscrosses over on the right side across the line. Holds his shot. Rolls it in right side for Hooper. Takes the shot through screen. Kicked away by Diaz. Up along the far wing board. Taking it there, Rooney. He's checked off the play. McGee gets it. Turns and dumps it out. 34 seconds left in the power play. Goodwin sweeps it around the wing board. Up along the left side now to Harvey. Out at center ice. He has the puck. Rolls it up ahead for Buckley. Too far ahead. Broken up by Goddard. He'll just clear it right back up along the blue line to Masterson. He'll skate it out at center ice. Has it now with Danny Brugman. Brugman will come up to the blue line. Takes a drive. And a glove save made by Goodwin. Puts it back behind the net now for Harvey. Teams change now as Bobby McDonald comes back out. Puck is bounced all the way in. Icing will be waved off as it came from rink wide. Now it is dumped along the left wing board. 4 seconds left on the power play. It is Hooper back behind the net, rolling out in front. Puck loose, shot just wide. And Diaz never even saw that. Comes out left point now. Murphy will fake his shot. It's blocked there, knocked down by Bob McDonald. The puck comes up center ice, 1-on-1. And we got a penalty coming up here. Of course, it's just out of a penalty box. No, that was just a play coming off the bench. And, of course, he took the pass coming off the bench. I'm sorry there. He just got the finger pointed at the player. He did not have it raised in the air. What happened was he came off the bench and took the pass coming out of the zone. You can't do that. So the faceoff will come back inside the Winthrop line. I'll tell you, Ray Diaz on that last series of shots, one of them he never even saw, and it just skimmed wide.
Must have missed the post by about 2 or 3 inches if he was lucky that time. 3:16 now before Winthrop can claim a come-from-behind victory.
Right now, Goddard and Crombie come off, replacing McGee. Goddard comes back. He had a rest along the bench. As now it is Buckley out against Bobby McDonald inside the Winthrop line. McDonald controls Bob McDonald along the far wing, out center ice to Jackie Burke. He avoids the check, lost the puck though as it rolls weakly into the MC zone, taking it now on his own end, wheeling around to Cooper on the right wing side, tries to get around Burke, does, up at center ice, still skating with it, has it, lost it at the blue line there, and it's cleared right back by Joe McDonald, stopped at the MC blue line by Harvey, up at center ice, taken back by Bob McDonald, wing-to-wing pass, right wing side Burke, rolls it in the zone, but stopped there by Murphy, clears it back center ice. Murphy tries to dump it in ahead of him, but he lost it there to Burke. Back to Bob McDonald, back to Burke, right wing side. Pulled off the play, tries to take a shot. Penalty coming up here on Murphy. As he just grabbed his stick and prevented him from shooting, as Burke had beaten him to the right side. A hooking penalty coming up here on Murphy, and that is a costly one for MC to take here at 12:27, or rather 12:23 of the third period of play. MC trailing now 3-2.
Each team now is even up in this period of penalties, 2-2. There is 2:37 remaining here. Now, Malden Catholic will have to skate a man short 1 minute and 30 seconds, so that won't give them too much time here to have a full advantage and have 5 skaters out there trying to equalize this game.
Oh, we're leaving about a minute left in the hockey game to do anything here. That is, of course, unless Winthrop does something before this minute and a half expires. Bob McDonald with Joe McDonald and Jackie Burke, Goddard and Brugman back on the face-off, controlled by Winthrop. Back to the right point, Brugman. Right side, Bob McDonald. Cross ice, Goddard. Left side, he'll wind up a drive, and it's knocked down in front. Joe McDonald gets it back to the left point, Goddard. He'll cross ice it now to Brugman. Right side, he closes the drive. Knocked down in front. Cleared away, up along the far board now. Tripping up is Finnegan, as he's one of the penalty killers out there. Bob McDonald tries to sweep it around back behind the net. Lost it there to Harvey. He's trying to tie it up along the back dasher, and he gets McDonald to come in and squeeze it. Now we're going to face off to the right. Oh, Bobby Goodwin in the MC zone. The penalty killers, McIsaac, Finnegan, Harvey, and let's see, who's the other penalty killer out there right now? Can't see it. That's Hooper out there. As we wait for the drop now, on the face-off, it is controlled by Finnegan. Gets it out center ice, right wing side to McIsaac. Winthrop zone. Has the right wing corner, tried to center it, lost it there to Goddard. Goddard back behind the net. He's tied up along the back dasher, lost it to Finnegan. As MC taking some chances here, trying to pull out the stop. Now Bob McDonald comes back, center ice, right wing side, dumped off the play, but gets it into the zone. Stolen by Burke, right wing side, back behind the net, swings it around, lost it there. Joe McDonald has it now. He'll get it up to the point now. To Goddard. Goddard closes, takes the shot, knocked down in front. Burke tries to set up a backhander. Save made by Goodwin. Good one. Now Joe McDonald gets it off right wing side. Brugman a drive to a screen. Cleared away. Puck loose in front. Poked that off the pipe. Taken back by Jackie Burke. Has it. Goes back behind the net. Good pressure here by Winthrop. Right wing corner. Now out to the right side now. Brugman left side. Point. Goddard a drive. Through a screen. Kicked up high in the air by Goodwin. Knocked down in the zone. Taken by Brugman. Right corner now. Brugman control. Closes. Back behind the net. Comes to the left corner now. Brugman up to the left point now to Goddard. Goddard tries to keep it alive. Rolls it in front. Deflects it away to the right point now to Burke. 2 seconds left in the power play. Back to Brugman. And now what do we have? We're going to have an interference penalty here on Malden Catholic. I can't believe it. Just as that little penalty ended, we have an interference penalty coming up here on Finnegan as he interfered with Burke, who's trying to line up his shot.
And now Malden Catholic will have to stay short-handed for the remainder of the game unless they decide to pull the goaltender, Bob Goodwin, who has been excellent. Goal here is Winthrop to turn things around. Goodwin right now has 13 saves in the third period alone.
1:06 left in the hockey game. The penalty coming at 13:54. As Finnegan off now for interference. And Winthrop, a minute 6 away from going to Boston Garden next Thursday. Meeting, I guess, Norwood. On the face-off now, controlled by Burke. Burke has it. Inside the line, right wing pass broken up by Hooper. Hooper out with Buckley. 59 seconds to go in the game. In the zone now, in the empty zone, it is Brugman holding it in the left wing corner. Tries to get it back to Joe McDonald. A shot in on Goodwin, cleared away. Back in the left wing corner. Puck kicked around along the wing board and tied up now. John Powers, whatever you do, don't move backwards. I'm standing behind you right now, trying to get a little more elevation here to see what's going on down on the ice. As we have been blocked off to our left here. Face-off now in the MC zone. Bobby McDonald and Rob Buckley. As we're getting set here, 43 seconds left on the face-off. Bob McDonald gets it to Joe McDonald in the left wing corner. Kicks it around back up to the point to Goddard. Goddard rolls it back to Bob McDonald, right wing side. Brugman a backhander through a screen. Right on the stick of Joe McDonald. And Bob McDonald scores! Time of the goal, 14:27 of the third period of play. Another power play goal, and it is 4-2 Winthrop. They have just about wrapped this thing up, and right now they're holding down their number one seed very well. Play back in now to the Winthrop end. Back behind the net, taken by Goddard. Goddard looking to clear it up along the near wing board. Has it skating around in his own zone. Buckley, the forechecker. Goddard just trying to kill time now. Goddard just ragging the puck. 12 seconds left. Goddard avoids the check of Rudy. Has it. Still skating. Now he'll bring it out of the zone. Clears it up center right for Burke. 4 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. It's over. A great come from behind victory by the Winthrop Vikings. After a very slow start. Final score, Winthrop 4 and Malden Catholic 2.
Springtime is really here, and did you know that the Plant Shop at Lynn Hockey Club, or as any hockey clubs we have seen this year, look, and the first, say, a
first period and perhaps two-thirds of the second period, but they started gelling at the end of second period. A couple of penalties by Winthrop helped them out. Have certainly come from behind here and have earned the rank as their top seed in this tournament in Eastern Massachusetts. It was 2-1 at the end of the first and second period. There were no scoring in the second period alone. Rob Buckley had put the Lancers in front at 5:43 on the power play. Kenny Brugsman tied things up for Winthrop at 8:51 as he was assisted here by Freddie Tape and Bob Masterson. And then Jimmy Rooney came back for Malden Catholic at 9:24 to put them out in front. And they stayed out in front until the opening minute of the third period, when Joe McDonald scored on the power play, their first power play goal of the night, at 1:07 to be exact, as Steve Hooper had gone off at exactly the 15-minute mark of the second period, and his penalty went over into the third period, and Joe McDonald took 1 minute and 7 seconds to put Winthrop on the scoreboard once again and tie up the game 2-2.